Intellivision presents its newest star.
Vanguard! Just like the arcade. 6 zones. Let me show them the mountain zone. Check it out. Get the energy pod. Hey, the rainbow zone is my turn. You can shoot in 4 directions. All right. I'll just breeze through the stripe zone. The wall, yeah!
But fellas, who destroys the Gond?
Luther destroys the Gond.
Vanguard is here, now on Intellivision.
Welcome to Mike's Gaming Gala. I'm Mike, and this week we're talking about Vanguard for the Intellivision by Intellivision Collector. Vanguard comes in a nice gatefold box with professionally printed manual, 2 overlays, and a nice fresh injection molded cartridge. Now you'll notice on the front of this box, this sticker says New Version. On the initial release, there was a bug that only appeared on original hardware, where the Gond would just die by approaching him. Not the end of the world, but if you have a copy with this sticker, that's been fixed. As you may have guessed, this game is a port of Vanguard, and is actually much more true to the arcade than the version on the Atari 2600. So let's take a look. After the splash screen, you get a simple menu, and you'll see in the top left that this is ROM version 2, indicating the fixed version of the game. Here, you can select your difficulty level, normal, hard, or insane. As for me, normal will do just fine, thank you. After a brief look at the map and your score, you're into the game. Vanguard is a space shooter that allows you to shoot both horizontally and vertically. At different times, you'll also be flying in different directions. The game has tunnels that you have to navigate through that are split into multiple zones, each with unique challenges. At first, it's some pretty tame ships that don't shoot back at you and generally keep their distance. This then evolves into ships that rocket towards you while firing. Sometimes you'll come across energy pods. If you see one and fly through it, you'll become invincible for a brief time, where you can use your ship to fly into enemies and destroy them. This is also accompanied with the best music in the game. It makes you feel like you're a superhero. In other zones, you'll be flying up or down at an angle, dodging these discs that bounce up and down getting in your way. Don't forget though, that in all zones, hitting the wall kills you. The striped zone is really unique and is a point-rich area, as it's full of enemy bases and other benign foes, albeit with some other defenses thrown in. More than any other zone, the striped zone also has some pretty tight spaces to maneuver, so you have to be careful and deliberate in your movements. There are then vertical zones that you have to fly upwards towards the Gond, which is the final boss for each tunnel. When you get to the Gond, you'll see he's protected by rotating barriers in front of him and a number of laser cannons to your left and right shooting at you. You'll have to bide your time until an opening in the barrier appears, and then you can shoot him. Once you do, there's a huge explosion and you move on to the next tunnel. You're tasked to get to the end and defeat the Gond once more, although the enemies get faster and more difficult to overcome. Continue this cycle until you lose all of your lives, then it's game over with a screen that shows you your final score and where in the tunnel you died. And that's Vanguard for the Intellivision. So what did I think? Well, if you're a Vanguard fan, this is a pretty solid port. It's a pretty simple shooter, but fun. This was Intellivision Collector's first release, and I think it was wise of Luke to launch with this. It's not the most impressive of his games, but it's a good, no-frills port of a good game. I should also mention that this game is compatible with the IntelliVoice. Unfortunately, my IntelliVoice seems to be adding some static to the video signal of my Intellivision, so I played without it. But I'm going to give it a good clean, and hopefully next time I'll be able to show off the voices. Just know that Vanguard does indeed have some. So, if you've always wanted to play Vanguard on the Intellivision, this is your chance, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got the Atari commercial reference at the start of the video. As always, I've got my information there on the screen, and we'll see you next time on Mike's Gaming Gala.
presents its newest star.
Vanguard.
Just like the arcade, 6 zones.
Let me show him the mountain zone.
Hey, check it out. Get the energy pods.
So long, Harley Rockets.
Hey, the rainbow zone is my turf. You can shoot in 4 directions.
All right.
I'll just freeze to the strike zone. The wall. The wall. Yeah.
But fellas, who destroys the gun?
Luther destroys the gun.
Vanguard is here, only from Atari.